Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Morning, Barbados. It is November 14th, a wonderful Thursday here in Barbados. Wonderful to have you in company with us for another Morning Barbados presentation. And we're going to jump right into things this morning by congratulating the team that will be heading off to represent Barbados as the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association's Taste of the Caribbean returns this month. In a matter of days, they're going to be jetting off to North America. It's the first time since 2019, and we had the contenders in before. Now we have the ones who are going to be making the actual trek. So joining us this morning, we have Rakina Curtin of Oceans Hotel Barbados, Pastry Chef of the Year. Good morning.
Good morning.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
And also here we have Ronaldo Joseph of Sea Breeze Beach Hotel, Chef of the Year.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And joining us is Tessa Lee Moore, who is responsible for special projects. She's Special Projects Manager at the BHTA.
Good morning.
Good morning and welcome.
Thank you.
So great to have all of you back with us to share the amazing news. I'm going to start with you, Chef Rakina. How does it feel to be able to make it to this next stage, the next step, to head out and represent Barbados once again?
Well, good morning. It's an amazing feeling. Just trying to stay focused and prepare for the competition.
All right. What about you, Chef Ronaldo?
The same as her, basically, just being standby about it.
Yeah, BHTA must be really, really happy to be able to be a part of all of this.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've been doing it for a number of years. I'm glad that it has returned since 2019. I'm glad to have to be able to take another team to the competition to represent Barbados.
Tell us what it takes to be able to, get this team ready to head off for a competition like this.
So the back end of it is definitely a lot. It looks like organizing flights, transportation, the preliminary competition. Not all the islands follow the same procedure, but we follow a fair process. That looks like calling all bartenders and chefs to compete on a local level. And then from that competition, we then go on to choosing at least the top 2 of each category. And then from there, they train. And then after that, the process looks like monitoring their training and then selecting the top of each category to represent Barbados on this level.
Quite a process.
Yeah, definitely.
Now for you, Chef Rakina, tell me what that prep involved to get you ready, mind, body, spirit, and everything else to truly compete at this level.
It takes a lot. It really does. You have to be disciplined because we train 3 times a week, and then you still have to go to your normal job. So if you really want it, you have to put the work in. Training was intense. We learned a lot. We worked on many different components, so I believe the team have us at a point where we're ready for competition.
Now you're going in as Pastry Chef of the Year.
Yes, please.
So last time you were here, I heard that you guys were trying to go in with a lot of Barbadian flair. How have you been able to elevate your presentation based on the feedback that you've gotten from the team managers, the others who are involved? How have you been able to elevate your presentation to another level?
I believe so. I believe that using the indigenous things from Barbados, we've taken it to a level where it's competition ready.
All right, and Chef Ronaldo, I know that you guys have to kind of pack a bag to go. It's almost like an overnight bag to be able to have what you need, some of the basics to get going. So, are you at all nervous about that? How are you prepping?
But the nerves are there. The nerves are always there, to be honest. But as we start going and getting things going, the nerves are going to flow away to a point.
All right, good stuff. And for you, now the expectations must be high.
Yeah, definitely.
I know that coming out of the 2019, which was
We
the
won
last one.
gold.
No pressure.
A lot of
There's a lot
pressure.
of pressure. A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure, yes. We expect them to maintain the title. Actually, all the other islands that are competing are actually watching Barbados. They've mentioned that verbally. So it's a little pressure. You said no pressure, it's a lot of pressure. But we intend to make Barbados proud, definitely.
Ronaldo, what do you think sets what you will be doing apart? Because, I mean, everybody's coming in, they're going to be doing all the dishes and so on, but what will set what you're doing apart to your mind?
In training, we actually try to bring the Bajan into it. So like red herring, the Scotch bonnet, the Bajan seasoning, the hot sauce, we try to bring that into it a little more.
Pastry is a challenging category. So, you know, what are some of the areas that you're going to focus on to elevate, as we said?
Bringing a flair of both sweet and savory to create one dish. So not only keeping it on a sweet concept, but bringing those savory concepts into a dessert dish to show you can also utilize savory.
All right, a savory dessert, interesting stuff. And I know you've been moving to, as you mentioned a moment ago, include a lot more Bajan flavors. Do you find that is easier or more difficult to bring Bajan flavors into, you know, the food or the pastry? Like, what do you find is easier, or is it across the board that is?
Well, it's actually across
easier?
the board, but you have to bring it in a different aspect, different concept every single time we do it. So we just can't bring peppers as peppers. We have to bring it in a different aspect, a different concept, a different way, a different everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of research and development that's going into this. You know, how does the BHTA benefit? When I say BHTA, I mean your membership from having Barbados compete at this level and get this level of attention, particularly in the North American market, on a morning that we're hearing that the North American market has kind of overtaken the UK market, our major source market.
Yes, so that looks a little like increasing our gastronomy, our food tourism. So people actually come here to enjoy our food. And that looks a little better for the members in terms of our team representing them. So each member that will be traveling is a member of the association. And when they obviously bring home this gold and this title, then they make that exposed not only to Barbados, but to internationally. And it makes persons want to come and to try, because obviously they're best of the best.
Oh, that's sweet stuff. Now, Rakina, you know, how are the crew at the Ocean Hotel feeling about this? I would imagine that even though we're heading out as a team, you know, they're really happy that their pastry chef is heading off representing the Oceans group at this level.
Yeah, everyone's excited, you know, waiting for us to bring back the goal. As you said earlier, there's a lot of pressure, but
I didn't say that. I said no pressure.
no pressure. There's pressure though, but everyone's excited.
Yeah, and I'm sure your team at Seabreeze is very, very excited too.
They're all part of the same group. So
Yeah.
the same Ocean Hotels group. So
I realized that at Chickmont too. But they might not be involved at this level. So, you know, but, you know, your little team there might be really excited as well.
Same as her, a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure.
good
So they're
pressure
like,
though.
It's good pressure, but
yeah, they're like, bring it home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tremendous feeling of just being really proud that you guys prep in this way, because a lot of the times people look on and they hear, oh, this team is heading off. I'm so happy that Mornin Barbados was able to kind of come with you for the journey, see the people who were named, hear about the processes that you guys were going through, see that you were selected based on your level of effort and how much you put in, and be behind you 100% to get this done. So talk to me now, Tessely, about the team that will be heading off to North America. It's Miami, I believe.
Yes, it's Miami. We actually travel on Saturday. So it looks a little like 4 competitors, because CHA is now downsized. The team aspect. So we have a pastry chef, a junior chef, a senior chef, and then a bartender. We're also taking 4 management to support them, who've also been along the journey with them. So that looks like a team manager, an assistant team manager, a culinary coach, and mixology coach. So we're ready. We're ready.
All right, Team Barbados is
ready.
ready.
Go
And,
ready.
are you willing to share a few of the new Bajan flavors that you're incorporating. If you're not, because I suspect that they won't want to give anything away.
Not too much.
Or too much. You know, what are some of the most intricate things or newer flavors that you've been able to incorporate that you were thinking, how was I able to get this done? Just give me a fruit or some type of Bajan thing or whatever.
Scotch bonnet.
Scotch bonnet?
Yeah, that's all I have
In
to
a
say.
dessert? Now I'm intrigued. Chef Ronaldo.
I would say Scotch bonnet also, but we're now playing around with Bajan hot sauce to
Okay.
actually bring in the different aspects in it a little bit. And
Bajan.
actually red herring.
Bajan hot sauce. No, you're not going to surprise a Bajan with Bajan hot sauce.
Think so?
Because the things that I see people put hot sauce on, I'm like, what?
It's crazy.
Right?
Definitely
Somebody
crazy.
the other day was on the radio talking about hot sauce on biscuits
Oh, no,
with
definitely.
something else. It was like, what?
Yeah, that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
People do stuff. I'm sorry to talk about that stuff, chefs.
That's all right.
But you know, there are a lot of Bajans who fancy themselves
Yeah.
chefs.
Yes.
And I'd like to think that we're well known for our gastronomical exploits,
Yeah.
as you so ably
Definitely.
said. You know, your expectations as a team, as a group, you know, what are you hoping for? I know we said gold, but realistically,
Yeah.
to be able to even compete at this level is already a win.
Yes. What I will say is that everybody had a fair chance in terms of the other Caribbean competing countries. They've all had the notice at the same time, so we're all going into it like 5 years from not having it in 2019. My expectations are for my team not only to bring home gold, not only that pressure, but to enjoy and to learn. Most definitely to learn and to make Barbados proud. That's all.
Yeah, that's
Definitely, that's all.
that's the most important. Particularly in this month of our independence.
It's true.
Yeah, we would love that as an independence gift. Have you been lining up the competition, Chef? Have you had an opportunity to maybe research some of the other teams, what they're known for, and try to anticipate what they're doing? Or are you just simply concentrating on what you're bringing to the table?
Mainly focusing on me, mainly focusing on making Barbados proud. I'll see the competition when they get there. Make it fair.
Yeah, she's like, whatever. Chef Ronaldo.
I'm mainly focused on myself actually. Actually doing what I have to do.
Sure, like they're a non-issue.
We
Like,
have confidence over here.
I can see it, and that's very, very important. You know, is there anything that outside of the competition, just to get to know you guys a little bit, is there anything that you love preparing? I asked you last time you were here about your signature dish, but you know, is there any dish at all that Chef Ronaldo is like, yeah, one eye closed, one hand behind my back, and it's done.
done.
Just love to do this.
Gnocchi.
Gnocchi.
Yeah.
Interesting. I never would have guessed that.
Yeah.
You could make gnocchi with one hand behind your back, one eye closed.
You can ask it.
You're gifted. She's laughing. What
He
about
actually
you?
made that in a local competition.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
breadfruit
he
gnocchi,
did.
yeah.
And apparently it was a big hit.
Apparently
That
he
much
won.
Yeah. I didn't taste it. That's what I said. I didn't taste it. But for everybody who did, it was definitely a hit.
Oh, good stuff.
Definitely.
And for you,
And tiramisu.
tiramisu. You told me that last time too. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to head out to the Oceans Group and get a taste of the show. I mean, I've been before. When I was on radio, we did some series at Seabreeze. A couple mornings, and it was fantastic. Came up for some breakfast and brought some listeners along. It was a really great time, and a lot of the times people don't see the work that goes in behind the scenes. So thank you for that. Now you're going to be up front and center, and we're going to be logged on to that stream, rooting for Team Barbados. So thank you all for coming in and sharing with us.
Thank you,
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you.
All right, so we're not going to end it here because coming up next we have some other members of the team who will be sharing with us. Stay tuned.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
My friend, you don't plan to get her? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
94.7 FM with the kind compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics. Guardian General Insurance Limited and the Cut and Drive Network brings live coverage of Cricket West Indies Home Series October 31st to December 19th.
What are some ideas you have to keep the beaches and sea of Barbados clean and full of fish?
Some ideas I have to keep the beaches and seas of Barbados clean is the need for more signs about littering.
I'll encourage everyone to carry their own garbage bags to the beach if they have a picnic or if they have that, to put the trash in.
Instead of littering in the ocean and the sand, I will get a plastic bag and tie them to the beach umbrellas and store my garbage there. Another thing I would do is pick up any garbage from the ocean.
I would encourage the ships that come into Barbados and also the cruise to anchor far away from the coral reefs.
To not use any plastic products at the beach so we won't harm any fish and sea turtles.
Pick up trash including plastic bags or plastic bottle wrappers from the sea.
I would organize programs to ask people to help me clean the beaches, and I would educate the fishermen so they won't overfish, because if the fish warm up, they can't fish the next month because the fish won't have enough time to replenish.
My name is Zelia Brathwaite Wood. I am 9 years old and I attend Wills Primary School.
My name is Evan O'Neill Payne. I go to Bailey's Primary School.
My name is Kenna Robertson. I'm 9 years old and I attend Wills Primary School.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 10 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, some other members of the team have joined us on the couches now, starting with Chef Adrian Cumberbatch, the manager of the culinary team. Again, congratulations to you. I know you've been burning the candle at both ends, but doing a fantastic job. So congratulations to you and the team.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Also here with us is Dijon Toppin, and he went through the Caribbean Cuisine Culinary Institute, and he's Junior Chef of the Year. So congratulations to you. And now you are stepping it up. You're hoping to move out of being Barbadian Junior Chef of the Year into... I told you that you were sitting there like, oh, I don't know, taking it to the Caribbean level, which is the next step. And then, of course, Alex Chandler of Cocktail Kitchen is Mixologist of the Year. So welcome back, Alex.
Good morning.
All right, good stuff. Let's start with you, Chef Adrian.
Yes, please.
I know it's been a lot of prep. We've talked before about just really fine-tuning is what you guys have been doing over time. So what has that been like, and what has it meant to being able to bring out the tops in every category to go and represent Barbados?
So firstly, I'd like to thank the BHTA and also my team members that have been selected. The first two that were here are Rakina and Ronaldo. Then we have Alex and Dijon here. Congratulations. Over the last, since we were here, was a month ago, and we were putting in a lot of preparations and work with the junior chef, the senior chef, the pastry, and our coach, Mr. Rohan. We're working with Alex closely over at the Oro at O2 Hotel. Putting in the concepts, the taste, getting the flavor profiles ready, getting time management ready, getting the attitudes ready in terms of being prepared to go to Miami.
Dijon, as junior chef, what do you think you bring to the team? Usually people in this area, people count on a lot of experience, but as junior chef, you will have experience in your own right. But here you are with some giants in the kitchen. So, what do you think are your unique strengths?
Well, I think my unique strengths would be we can all learn from each other. So, despite the age, with the youth, we might still bring new ideas and stuff like a share with the rest. So, new ideas.
All right, that's good stuff. And Mr. Mixologist over here, Alex, are you ready and roaring to go?
I would say so.
All right, so how are you prepping in your unique way to be able to represent Barbados, which is basically what the others have been talking about, bringing a taste of Barbados to the rest of the world?
I would say showcasing Barbados through my eyes, through my experiences and what I have seen over the last 9 years, I would say. Putting in a Bajan spin on it and serving it in an international setting or a national forum. That is the easiest way I could explain it.
All right, what does another win for Team Barbados mean for upcoming students, for just culinary arts here in Barbados generally? I know that you bring a lot of young people along with your training as well.
We are focused on developing the youth at the BHTA in the future. Yes, everyone would like us to win, but gaining exposure, having fun, and showcasing what they've learned is mainly or more is our focus on developing for the future and stuff like that, giving young chefs and mixologists opportunity to compete on an international stage. Winning, as I mentioned before, being the defending champions is not an easy feat. It's going to be difficult. It's not a walk in the park. I keep telling them it's not a walk in the park. You have to go there and execute. And the only person they have to please are the judges up in Miami when we get there, so Saturday.
All right. How do you think this will propel your career, Dijon? Or, how will this augur for the future of your career in this area, competing for Barbados at the regional level?
I think the exposure is great. Get your name out there, and if your name being out there, bring new opportunities to you. And it's just for me now to make the best of the opportunity and make the most of it.
What about you, Alex? How do you think this will, propel everything that you're doing?
Personally, this is a personal goal, something that I wanted to achieve within the last 6 years. We had a break because of COVID, but in terms of propelling what I have done, I don't take it any further. So this is more of a personal grudge for me. I won't want to say grudge, a personal goal for me. Something, a benchmark that I want to personally achieve. That's about it. For the others on the team, it would be very good to get their names forward, like John just said, and see them in some big festivals and doing things around the world.
Good stuff. Adrian, were there any challenges to getting the team to this stage, particularly because there's been such a lull in the competition itself?
The 3 of the 4 competitors are going are brand new to competing at this level. So getting them, share the experiences and share the knowledge. My coach, Chef Damien, Assistant Manager Javar Cummings has been sharing over it. A bit challenging at first to get the concept over, for them to create this dish for the judges that could win them gold. But they have stepped up to the plate. I will confidently say that they're ready to showcase what they learned. They have the concepts down to a T. It's just to execute. So it should not be difficult. The only thing that should be difficult is when the nerves kick in for them for the first time. You're going to see all these, they have chief happening at the same time. So it's not only just competitors, they have all the hoteliers and stuff like that from around the Caribbean coming to this competition. So I know it's going to open up their eyes. I'm happy that they could get the experience, and so that next year and the year after they could be stronger, because it's not a one-year competition, it's happening continuously. So that's what we're developing for the future going forward. So get the experience for them now. I think they're going to be ready, but it's just to make sure they execute what they've learned.
Yeah, of course, it's an opportunity to kind of look at other people in other markets and see what they do,
Correct.
how they do things differently, how, some of the best practices that they might have, or on the flip side of that, some things that we definitely want to stay away from. So it's really an opportunity to learn.
Correct, definitely seeing all the different cultures, as you said, the other islands and what they produce. And there's going to be seminars, there's going to be a lot of workshops happening at the competition, not just we're going to cook. So it's about educational stuff for different cuts of beef from certified Angus and stuff like that. So there's a lot that they're going to get in part with knowledge at the competition.
How long are they going to be away?
We're leaving on the 16th, Saturday, we're going till Friday, 22nd. So the competition, the workshop, the opening is Sunday and Monday. I think they have a competition for Alex on Monday, and Tuesday and Wednesday is when the real showdown is going to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when you get in the kitchen. For you, Dijon, talk to Barbados about your journey with becoming Junior Chef of the Year. How did that happen?
Well, for me, the journey was not easy, because at the time I was kind of busy with work, and it was kind of an in-between decision on whether to sign up or to apply to compete. And I was trying to decide if I was ready for it, but then, with confidence, you just go ahead. And preparing for the competition, for me, it was kind of nerve-wracking, because I had the idea in my head that I was not ready. But, you come on the day and you execute the dish. And
what did you prepare on the day?
On the day, I prepared a fondant sweet potato, chicken roulade. Honestly, I can't remember. I can't remember. Can't remember all.
I'm saying you remember a lot.
Can't remember all.
Fondant, sweet potato, chicken roulade. Yeah, definitely hearing that. And for you, you've said for mixology, this has been a part of you for a long time, something you've loved to do. And this next step is really just, something for you to kind of give a pat for yourself on the shoulder.
More like icing on the cake.
Icing on the proverbial cake that you drink. So a liquid cake.
We just capping off, capping off things.
Good stuff. I look forward to you guys performing well. Like I told the other team, no pressure at all, considering that the last team won gold, the last Bajan team won gold. I mean, just go have fun, but bring home the gold.
Yes, please.
All right?
Yes, please.
All right, good luck to all of you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so Team Barbados heading off to this challenge. Team manager here with us, mixologist of the year, junior chef of the year, and of course, senior chef of the year and pastry chef of the year, heading off to be a part of that competition coming up. They're leaving on Saturday. We definitely will be checking in with them. And once they come back with gold, it's going to be on that table right there. All right, time for a break here on Morning Barbados, but we have much more coming up, so do stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
94.7 FM with the kind compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited, and the Cut and Drive Network brings live coverage of Cricket West Indies Home Series October 31st to December 19th. Join the action, brought to you by Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited, Live safe, live easy, and the Cut and Drive Network.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it. Oh, Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Now, World Diabetes Day is observed globally on November 14th every single year. This year is no different. So we have a few people from the Barbados Diabetes Foundation in with us to talk a little bit about the observance, what's happening in Barbados, really a state of what's happening with diabetes in Barbados and what our plans are going forward. Joining us, we have Dr. Asia Clark, who's a physician with the Barbados Diabetes Foundation. Wonderful to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Also joining us is Hilary Ford, who's communications specialist with the foundation. Yeah. And couldn't be left out, Dwight Edgell, manager and treasurer with the Barbados Diabetes Foundation.
Thanks for having us.
So it's great to have you on a day like today, particularly where there's much talk about what we need to do in Barbados to be able to ably combat this non-communicable disease, given where it sits on the spectrum of important things that Barbadians must put into their psyche. So I'll start with you, Dr. Clark. Talk to us about where we are, the state of diabetes, as far as where Barbadians sit with this. We've been hearing about the incidences really increasing over the years.
So currently, just to give you a bit of backstory about diabetes, diabetes is a condition, is chronic, which means it takes place over a prolonged period of time. It's non-communicable, so it's not spread from person to person. And really, at its essence, it's an inability for the body to regulate blood sugar levels. And we recognize that higher blood sugar levels prolonged over a period of time are associated with multiple conditions. The Health of the Nation study, which is a local study that was done in 2014, they found some really staggering results. And they found that among individuals between ages 45 to 64, that almost 1 in 7 Barbadian adults in that age group have diabetes, known diabetes. And when we look at the older population, 65 and over, it's close to 1 in 3. So that's really just gives you an example of, how staggering those results are. And we recognize that when those blood sugars go unchecked, it's associated with a host of complications. And we know that really drives that, that when the sugars are elevated, that causes the complications. And when we control the sugars and we control the pressure and we control the cholesterol, that we see improved outcomes. And that really drives everything we do at the center and how we deliver care.
Absolutely. For people who are kind of in the fight in terms of sharing messages like you, Hillary, how have you seen the messages change to be able to target the people whom we need to reach so that they're able to change lifestyle choices or make lifestyle choices that, you know, don't put them at risk?
Well, what I would say is that we have to cater our messaging to the community that's here now. We have done a complete overhaul on how we communicate with persons. We are definitely social media heavy because we know persons are on social media daily. If they're not scrolling on TikTok, they're not on Instagram, they're on Facebook. So we make sure that we target those people. We always share our messaging on our socials, our website. And we also do lots of radio shows as well. We have a weekly radio show with Peter Boyce, and we make sure that we emphasize our education, emphasize early detection and prevention so that they won't have so much complications later on. So that's what we do. So we make sure we capture our audience that's aging. We go with the radio, and we make sure persons who are on social media are also tapped into what we have to say.
All right, so definitely kind of meeting people where they are with the messaging. Let's backtrack a little bit and talk about the work of the foundation, Mr. Edgel. In the grand scheme of things, we hear about so many different things happening, but specifically, what does the foundation do?
Well, the foundation was originally conceptualized to be a one-stop shop. And Dr. Oscar Jordan, Lord rest him in his grave, he was the consultant at the QEH, and he recognized this deficiency because, as you know, quite a few Barbadians cannot afford the coverage of care that's required across all the platforms that are needed to treat diabetes. The foundation came into existence because of that, and what we have done, we have built on that platform. We've added so many other different services now. When we started, we just had a podiatrist or a podiatry department, dietitian, doctors, and a diabetes specialist nurse. We have since then added a vascular screening department, a foot screening department, and a retinal screening department. And what we are doing, we are trying to ramp up the services offered that we can now more involve ourselves in the areas that diabetes also affects. So with our eye screening department, we look for early detection for, help me?
Eye disease, diabetic retinopathy.
Diabetic retinopathy. We have vascular screening, which looks for reduced circulation or circulatory problems. And we do have foot screening, which allows us to get a more in-depth recognition of whether your pulse or the flow of blood in your feet is being affected. And we've only been able to do that because our donors, people who are unsung heroes, give without any reward or notice, and we are fortunate. And what I want to take this occasion to say is that Barbadians are blessed. We have a unit like the Barbados Diabetes Foundation where there's no comparative space like that in the Caribbean, and where people can come free of cost through a referral from the polyclinic. And I'm urging everyone this morning who knows someone, especially people in my age group, the 60s, etc., you know, we men tend to dilly-dally with our health. That early detection, as Hillary and Dr. Clark were saying, is important. And you can go to the polyclinic, have a referral, come to a well air-conditioned space. You have doctors, podiatrists, cardiologists. All these things are provided free for Barbadians. And it hurts my heart when I live in the country. I'm still a barefoot guy. And I hear my friends having, you know, losing body parts, for lack of a better description, because they can take the time to go to the polyclinic to be referred. The government itself has been great because the government is who pays for these services. And I want to, last of all, exhort everyone to avail these things that are for us Barbadians who really can't afford this care anywhere else.
You know, quite an impassioned plea, and with good reason as well. So, you know, I fully endorse everything that you said. What you talked about is really a level of multidisciplinary care that we didn't see in the past, where people would have to maybe go to different facilities to be able to treat this one condition. So, you know, based on research or based on what you've observed through the years, Dr. Clark, how has the care toward diabetes kind of evolved?
So definitely multidisciplinary care is definitely the gold standard of care. So what we have is we have multiple care providers in one place giving, high quality, innovative care to these patients. And our aim really is to prevent, number one, to empower and to educate our patients so that they can actively participate in their care and make informed decisions. So we're really going towards, high quality care, and all across the world. And as Mr. Edgel alluded to, we're the only facility of this type in the region. And we really want to make this, more the norm and more commonplace for diabetes management. As he stated, diabetes is associated with a host of complications, from the eyes, the kidneys, and we offer all of those tests, all of that testing right at the diabetes center. Immediately, you can get back a lot of the tests immediately. We do, as he said, ECGs. We also do HbA1c testing, blood testing. We check your kidneys by a blood test and by a urine test. We do ECGs, as I said, to check on your cardiovascular health. We do foot screening. All of those things are right there at the diabetes center, because we realize that, persons need not just traditional management, but they need more a holistic approach to management. Persons need to be empowered, and persons really need to get that support, whether it be emotional, whether it be lifestyle support. Those things play a really big role in, better outcomes. I always tell my patients it's not just about living longer and more years, it's about more good years, more functional years that, you can live to your fullest potential.
Definitely quality of life, something that comes squarely into focus. The theme for 2024 is breaking barriers, bridging gaps. What does that mean generally to the fight, to the messaging, to how you're sharing and how you want people to respond? Why this theme and why now?
Access to care. We want more persons to have access to care. It doesn't matter which tax bracket you're in. If you're old, you're young, we want persons to have that access to care. So there shouldn't be a reason why a person will have to have this disease and go on and not have that line of care. It's also about education, because if you know, then you're able to then go do something about it. But breaking barriers is definitely having access. All I can say is having access. Persons need to know and have access to the care. It shouldn't be anything stopping anyone from going, having their foot looked at, having their eyes screened. No one should go with diabetes in Barbados and not know about the center. So, say access to care.
And if I may add on to what Hillary is saying, well, the foundation also, or the diabetes center, which the foundation runs, we also commit to a lot of different projects. One of the things we've been done a lot of this year is try to get into the culture of Barbadians. They have a lot of hydration in their daily lives. But what we are doing now in an ambitious attempt, under Dr. Brathwaite, our clinical leader, and Ms. White, our GM, we have now started a program where we are reaching out to the disabled community. So in unison with the Disability Council, we have just signed a memorandum, and what that memorandum is offering is that people who are differently able, that they have access, just out of this same theme, that they have access to care at a level where we will be going into the communities, we'll be training people, because a lot of people who are differently able, or as I say, who don't have the ability to get around, etc., also suffer from the problems we have. And this program is being sponsored. We have sponsors for it. As I say, it is a grand ambition. As the treasurer, I'm a bit worried, but people are coming and supporting it. And I think, the government has an emphasis this year on taking care of the disabled. And we are going to have a launch, I think it's going to be the 12th or 13th of December, launching this program. So breaking barriers, building bridges, this is exactly tying into this program that we have just initiated.
Absolutely, yes. And I can see how we can do that. The onus is also on us as we move forward to welcome a whole new cadre of people along to continue to share the message, not only for people who are living with these conditions, but also to make sure that some of the most at-risk people in our population are also preparing. So for you, Dr. Clark, what are some of the key strategies for people who are viewing and thinking, oh, I don't have that, for them to be able to ably combat diabetes? I mean, we've seen some major changes that I most certainly never thought I'd see in my lifetime, with the government taking bold and decisive steps in terms of the sugar sweetened beverages, a lot more advocacy. We've seen the program in the schools to try to really curb the way our children are eating. So there are some things that are happening for us to be more selective about what we do. But what are some of the ways that you would advise maybe even younger people looking on, or people who could be most at risk, in terms of how they can avert being in a place where at late 40s, 60s, 50s, saying that they have diabetes?
Well, we know that diabetes significantly affects not only the individual that has it, but also their families, the community, and our health system, at large. Definitely, I think one of the most important things is, number one, education. Education is a really strong tool that we have in our arsenal, and one of our main functions at the Diabetes Center is educating the population. A lot of persons, even if they've had diabetes for a prolonged period of time, still don't know much about their condition, and their eyes are open, and we try to provide that education for them when they come to us. So number one, education, and number two is knowing. A lot of persons, have a fear of the doctor or a fear of getting certain testing done, but we're trying to, to get rid of those fears and really try to empower them that knowing is always better. We talk about knowing your numbers. So knowing whether you have diabetes or not, because it's always better to intervene early on. Knowing, whether you're controlled or not, you're to target. And that really comes with continuous surveillance and working with your healthcare provider. And as I said already, it's not just the healthcare provider, but it's an entire team that needs to work in tandem to give you the best care possible. And I think we've really had some really great initiatives, and the polyclinic program we have in tandem with the Ministry of Health is a testament to that, whereby patients can come, you go to your polyclinic, we see newly diagnosed diabetics, we see pre-diabetics, we see persons that are poorly controlled or difficult cases. They are seen at the polyclinic, they're referred to us, and they come to us for a 6-month period. And during that time, they get, the full complement of our services that I listed free of charge to them. And our aim is really to send them off, into the world in a better space than where they were initially. So I think it's education and prevention are the greatest tools in our arsenal.
At the core of that education is communication. And, I think difficulty can be making the message palatable, not to necessarily water it down, but to make it palatable for these multiple and varied audiences whom you will serve. Have you found that that's been a challenge in the past? I know you talked about using various platforms, different mediums to be able to get the messaging out. But in terms of shaping the messages in a way that's right, that will connect with certain segments of the market, has that been a challenge when it comes to sharing information about diabetes, something that a lot of people see as a condition of my grandparents, or a condition of people who are not me? They don't pay as much attention as we really should.
Definitely, communication has been an issue in the past, but we've really amped up our efforts. And something that you have mentioned before was the water. And what we have done this year, we have installed water stations at a couple of schools. So that is our way of saying, hey, you don't have to have a drink, but you can have water. And what we've done is made it cool. So we have partnered with Newport Water, and we've installed these stations where children can bring their bottles to school and have cool, refreshing water. That isn't necessarily pushing the message of diabetes, but it's pushing health. So we meet them where they're at, and we also did one at the QEH, I think 2 weeks now, or like 1 week and a half, where we installed a water station in the eye clinic. So we're not saying that, you can go to the vending machine and have a drink, but we're saying you can have some water here, and it's cool. And we have hot water, we have warm water. We say you can have tea or you can have something cool. So we don't necessarily force the message, but we're saying, hey, here's an alternative. So that's where we're at with messaging. So meeting people where they're at. Another initiative that we've had, going on for 3 years now, is our partnership with BART. And they have a demographic who's older. So what we've done is to have a clinic there. So we have our diabetes screening clinic at BARP every Thursday in the month of November. So their clientele can come to us. So we're going to them and they could just meet us down there. They don't have to travel out to the center if they're going to BARP to, pay their fees or do something there. They can just have, something like that there. We have our podiatrist, Miss Robinson, who is UK trained with us, and she's there every Thursday at BARP. We also have our eye screening program at BARP as well. So we don't force the message. I would say it's a gentle nudge. So we meet you where you're at and say, hey, since you're already here, come with us. If you're at school, hey, we're already here, come with us. So it's like a gentle nudge. So we try to meet persons where they're at and try to always extend compassion and care while we do it.
And that multidisciplinary care, that ease of access that you're talking about, because I heard you saying that in the background, is evident in being able to welcome different audiences as well, different people, different segments of the community. Just this week, I was a part of a workshop put on by the Ministry of People Empowerment with many representatives of the disabled community, and much of what you're talking about, was raised by them in terms of ease of access, what they need to be able to combat their care, because I think where people don't make the connection is that, being disabled is just a step away, particularly when you're battling conditions like this. So all of a sudden, there were people there talking about losing their eyesight or losing limbs, and then that makes you disabled. So I mean, like, the things go, as sinister as it might sound, hand in glove, and that's why it's important to work across segments. As we close out today on this World Diabetes Day, from you, Mr. Edgell, how can the Barbadian community work to help you? I heard you when you say, the donors are working behind the scenes. You mentioned they're the real unsung heroes to be able to make put the foundation in a position to do what you do. So how can average Barbadians assist as well?
Well, we are in the process of preparing on our website a method of donating. But I would like to think that the most important thing average Barbadians can do is spread the word. Spreading the word and being cognizant of the fact that as a Barbadian, we are predisposed to diabetes. I'm diabetic. It is nothing to hide. I still try to live a fulsome life, whatever that is at my age. But it is important for Barbadians to spread the word and be comfortable doing that and encourage each other to, as you said, obtain the care that is available. We cannot hide and pretend that all is well when it isn't. Sooner or later, the house comes crumbling down. And instead of hiding our conditions, especially we men, we need to talk about these things at the ram shop. We need to talk about these things at church. We need to encourage each other to be dynamic and care for ourselves. And at the school level, yesterday, Dr. Clark and my assistant Janelle went to Bay Primary?
St. Mary's Primary.
St. Mary's, right?
Mary's.
Help me, at my age, anything is possible. At St. Mary's. And the children, we need to start at the bottom. Kids come home and say, Mommy, the teacher said this. I want to try this. And this is where we need to start. And that is what is required, that within the school programs, that there has to be some identification for health knowledge, that we empower young, bright minds who doing coding and all these things to find ways
in terms of what they do.
Exactly.
I want to thank you. We definitely need to continue this conversation. I mean, there's so many nooks and crannies in keeping it Bajan that we really must kind of delve into to be able to. Yes, Mr. Edgell.
With coffee next time.
With coffee next time.
Okay.
With coffee next time.
I also wanted to quickly mention too that we have two other important programs where Hillary talks about access. We also have the transitional program, because sometimes we find that we have our type 1 diabetics, our young diabetics, and they sometimes can get lost in that period between being pediatric at age 16 and being an adult at age 21. So we have a transitional program where we see them as well, and we also have the type 1 diabetes registry where we're trying to basically at least know who all the type 1 diabetics are in Barbados, so we can know who they are and we can assist them in any way possible.
All right, so the only thing left for you to do is to reach out to the Barbados Diabetes Foundation, even if it's to ask a question. We all know somebody who is affected by diabetes, whether it's an auntie or granny, you yourself, a friend, a neighbor. We all know somebody. And like Mr. Edgel said, like Hillary told you, like Dr. Clark said, it's important to keep the conversation going. And we certainly will here at CBC. All right. Thank you all for the time, making the time to come out and share with us on this World Diabetes Day. Keep it top of mind today and every day. Health is important. All right, time for a break, but stay with us. We have lots more coming up after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
94.7 FM with the kind compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited, and the Cut and Drive Network brings live coverage of Cricket West Indies Home Series October 31st to December 19th. Join the action, brought to you by Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited. Live safe, live easy, and the Cut and Drive Network.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.com.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's 7:08 here on Morning Barbados. Want to give you an update of news on this November 14th. I'm Tisha Hines. Reaction this morning to the hacking of the Barbados Statistical Service, which was breached on October 30th. Minister in the Ministry of Economic Affairs
In a particular
tells CBC News an incident response team has been mobilized and deployed to contain the incident and investigate the scope of the breach along with BSS staff. He is assuring the incident has been contained with systems taken offline, and the investigation so far revealed most of the information involved in the incident relates to survey data gathered primarily for statistical research purposes.
BSS is cognizant of its obligation so as to preserve public trust in the very important work of the department. We will, over the coming days and weeks, ensure that the systems of the entity are appropriately hardened so as to reduce the probability of a recurrence, and will be coming back to the public to advise on any relevant action that should be taken at the individual level to stay safe online following this event. I want to assure the public that as more information becomes available, the Ministry and the BSS will provide updates to you.
Now, the sale of carbonated beverages will be banned in schools, and students will not be allowed to take them onto the school compounds either. That's one of the requirements of Phase 2 of the implementation of the Barbados School Nutrition Policy, which is being implemented this school year. Anesta Henry has all the details.
No sweet drinks or juices with artificial sweeteners are to be sold in schools from this term. This is one of the guidelines for Phase 2 of the Barbados School Nutrition Policy. This guideline and others have been revealed by Education Officer and the Chair of the School Nutrition Policy Implementation Committee, Heather Phillips-Boyce. She was speaking at the school canteen concessionaires recognition event.
Water Wednesdays will no longer be required, as only water and 100% juice with no artificial sweeteners are to be sold, served, or brought into schools. And I want to say at this point that I really want to thank you, because when I visit schools and I visit you, the majority of you have taken carbonated drinks out of your menu.
Ms. Phillips-Boyce adds they will continue to rebrand and monitor school meals and sell healthy meals created by nutritionists on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Only the snacks and drinks on the compliant snack and beverage list are to be sold, served, or brought into schools. That is a work in progress, and I do trust that you have the snack and beverage list. Schools are to ensure that water is available to students throughout the day and during class time. Time will not permit me to read all the guidelines. This is but one pillar. You can log onto the Ministry of Education's website to read the other 5 pillars.
Senior Medical Officer, NCD's Ministry of Health and Wellness, Dr. Walter Allen says Barbados faces worrying rates of childhood obesity,
with 32% of our adolescents being overweight, of which 16% are obese. The rapid shift from minimally processed foods to ultra-processed foods and sugar-sweetened beverages has contributed significantly to this challenge.
The school nutrition policy, officially approved in May 2022, was launched in February 2023. It was introduced to all schools in a phased approach during the 2022 to 2023 academic year. The event was to recognize concessionaires' contributions and the support for the Barbados School Nutrition Policy. Chief Education Officer Dr. Ramona Archer-Bradshaw is thanking the concessionaires for eventually embracing the policy.
The reason I'm feeling such joy during this recognition ceremony is due to the fact that I was with you on that day at the Barbados Community College. How many of you remember that day? when you faced your fears, when you raised your concerns, when you shared with one another, when you reaffirmed your commitment to ensuring that our children receive nutritious meals.
Officials say guidelines for implementation of Phase 2 of the policy have been sent to the schools. Anesta Henry, CBC News.
An increase in immunizations in Barbados post-COVID. This is according to Chief Medical Officer Dr. the Most Honorable Kenneth George. Sean Farrell has that report.
Barbados remains the leader in vaccinations in the region, having once again achieved PAHO's expanded program on immunization award. Chief Medical Officer Dr. the Most Honorable Kenneth George says vaccines remain the best public health intervention. He says there was public pushback on vaccines during COVID, but health officials have now managed to turn the corner.
We are always at risk based on our source markets. Importation of measles is real, and the other issue is we are quite concerned that other infectious diseases that we give an immunization coverage for can come to Barbados if our immunization levels are low.
Dr. George says Barbados has one of the most comprehensive immunization programs, offering vaccines against a wide range of infections. According to him, side effects remain little to non-existent.
Other than the local side effects, injection site, pain, a bit of redness or rash, the vaccines don't cause side effects. Even in the COVID experience, we had a few minor cases where people unfortunately had bad outcomes, but the majority of people, I have said this in the public sphere, that over 95% of persons who received the COVID vaccine had no issues with it. So vaccines, in my view, continue to be extremely safe.
Dr. George says the health of the nation is in a good state based on the numbers.
With respect to gastrointestinal disease, respiratory disease, undifferentiated fever, and COVID, we are in a good place. The COVID numbers have come down to a minimum. Weekly, we generate the data and make projections with respect to all public health issues.
And he urges Barbadians to take all necessary precautions where applicable. Sean Farrell, CBC News.
Now some sad news. One of two men shot during an incident at Farm Road, St. Philip last Thursday has died. He has been identified as 56-year-old Lyndon Brathwaite of Ealing Park in Christchurch. Acting Police Communications and Public Affairs Officer Sergeant Lizelle Gabriel confirmed the development to CBC News. The deceased, who was shot in the head, was transported to the QEH, where he had been listed in critical condition. He, however, succumbed to his injuries yesterday. Lyndon Brathwaite worked right here at CBC with us for many, many years, and I most certainly would love to extend sincerest condolences to his family and friends. The other injured man, who is in his 40s, was shot in the arm and was said to be in stable condition. And in sports, West Indies captain Rovman Powell is banking on the conditions in St. Lucia to help his team turn around a 2-0 deficit after England in the ongoing 5-match T20 series. The contest moves to the Darren Sammy National Cricket Stadium for the final 3 games, and the hosts are in a must-win situation for each remaining fixture. Powell says he will continue to back his players.
I think it's a case of guys have to look on it from an individual perspective, to see if we as individuals bring in enough to the table, and then we try our best to try to put it together as a team. We have areas that we definitely need to work on. So the guys are in good spirits. We had a good training session today, so hopefully come Thursday we can hit the ground running. It's a position where we haven't found ourselves in a long time, but it's an opportunity for us to show what we are made of as a T20 team.
News. Remember, we have a full news package coming your way at 12 noon here on TVA. That is at 12 o'clock. So, of course, you can tune in for that. Or you can listen in to our stations if you're on the move, 98.1 The One, 94.7 FM, and 100.7 FM for the CBC News World at 1 p.m. Morning Barbados continues after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
94.7 FM with the kind compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited, and the Cut and Drive Network brings live coverage of Cricket West Indies Home Series October 31st to December 19th. Join the action, brought to you by Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited. Live safe, live easy, and the Cut and Drive Network.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, so 7:21 already. We're almost through the second hour. Sometimes I can't believe how quickly the time goes by. But I'm more than pleased to have two ladies representing the Karanis Club of Barbados North Common Entrance Program this morning. They're here to talk to us about the work that they're doing and how they're going to embark on this project. So we have immediate past president Cindy Edwards joining us this morning. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Tisha.
Great to have you here.
Thank
along
you.
with distinguished President Wendy Aline. And hopefully she'll sing a song. Different Wendy Aline. I know. Joining us to talk a little bit about this program as well. First of all, congratulations on the work that you do. You know, from the time I can remember, even going to shows and so on as a little girl, there were always Kawanis with their waistcoats at the door working. Yeah. So this is a service club that really has been a staple in Barbadian society for many, many years. Yes. So now for you, Ms. Edwards, talk to us about this particular program where you're targeting young students getting ready to do the 11 plus exam.
All right, so the program was established in 2000, and this is going to be, we're going into our 25th year, right? And at first it started face-to-face. So when they started, it was held at the St. Albans School. Then they moved to the Alexandra School and then to Lecott's Private. Now, this was the face-to-face, but because of COVID, we had to go via Zoom. So that's what we've been doing so far for these last set of years. And this program targets those children in class 4, where they get the help, the assistance that they need in mathematics and the language arts studies. And this usually happens on Saturdays, every Saturday, and we are starting this Saturday, the 16th of November, and going straight to the week before the common entrance in May.
All right, that's quite some help. Tell us how parents can get their children involved with this program, Ms. Aline.
We have letters that we're going to send to schools, and we are also going to post it on our web page. And what is Cindy?
The flyer. We've had a flyer done up, and we are going to have it on our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, our own WhatsApp pages, things like that, as well as we're going to have some physical copies. And I'm an educator also, so therefore I will be connecting with other teachers at other schools so that they can get children involved, because even though it's a North Club, Kiwani's North Club initiative, we still reach out to everyone, especially because we are on Zoom and we don't limit it to persons only in the North.
Okay, what did you decide to focus on this particular area with this program?
It was a project that came about from the Youth Service Committee. We have a committee called Youth Services, where we look at projects where we can help the young people. So we decided that year, in 2000, that we would focus on helping the students, and it should be noted that it's free. There's no money attached, and we decided we would target those parents who cannot afford to give their children the extra tuition.
Okay, so this has to be children who are in 4th year then?
Yes.
4th year at primary school?
At primary school.
Absolutely. So as an educator, how important do you think it is for children to be able to get this extra support as they move toward this examination?
Well, because we find that children, there are a lot of children, and especially after COVID, a lot of children, they have a lot of deficits. Therefore, with this program, even with the teaching in the classroom, you know, a lot of parents are able to give their children extra lessons, as we would say. But then there are some who might be, you know, might not be able to afford it. Therefore, with that, they will get the help that is needed, because on Saturday mornings, 10 to 12, they go through, they get the teaching, the instruction, and then they get to do some tests, some assessment, so that the teachers are able then to help them to fix those gaps that are there, you know?
That might exist. Let's talk about the format, the shape that it will take. I know there's a heavy focus with 11 plus on English, mathematics, and then composition writing and so on. So will it follow that precise format, and how will it be delivered?
From 10 to 11, we have mathematics, and then from 11 to 12, we do the language arts, grammar, and comprehension.
Composition will also come into play a little in terms of going through and discussing the different topics and the strategies that you use to get the composition done. So basically it's the math and then the language arts studies.
All right, good stuff. Now this program has been in place since 2020. What's some of the feedback that you've received from parents who've put their children through this program in the past?
The children have benefited tremendously, and they're always praising us for the work that we did to help, you know, the children.
I saw you nodding in agreement.
Right, yes, because we've had, even last year, we've had persons who have gone to, it's a wide variety, Courage and Paris, Harrison College, Queen's College. We have, you know, a variety of children placing at these secondary schools, and they all make progress. So this is what we really want, for the children to be able to make progress, whether it is from A to B or from A to Z.
All right, let's talk about the registration process a little more so that parents know exactly where they can go, what they need to do, and what timelines we're dealing with.
Okay, so you want to go, Wendy? DP Wendy? Okay.
No,
All right.
not me, you.
Right. So, as I said, we have a flyer out. We're going to post this on our Instagram page. So we have an Instagram page, Kiwanis Club of Barbados North. So you can go on Instagram, you can see this, and you will be able to get the flyer. And then all of our members are part of this, where they will put on their WhatsApp pages and send out. Also, the schools will be targeted where they can register. On that flyer, there are some names. My name are LG Adrian Boyce, as well as the Lieutenant Governor of Barbados. Yes, he is our Lieutenant Governor, and he's also from our club. So we are very happy for that. And also DP Wendy's number. So the numbers are there, so you can actually call. If you want me to give my number now and hers, and we can do that, but it will be on Instagram, Facebook page.
All right, yes, I prefer, because some of our people are watching, they're not on Instagram. So absolutely, I know I'm going to receive some calls once I get back to the desk. They're like, what are the numbers?
Right. So my number is 822-1177.
That's easy enough.
Easy to remember.
Wendy?
Mine is easier. 233-3300.
Definitely easy to remember. 233-3300. Listen, yes. I'm never going to forget your number. Yeah, in talking about the program, I know that you guys usually work along with other organizations or people, your membership and so on, to be able to make this happen. So let's talk behind the scenes, what it takes to be able to put on an initiative like this every weekend from now until the 11 plus, which is a few months away.
Well, we have to pay for the Zoom platform, and coming on to the end of the lessons, when it's time for common entrance, we give the children a little package containing the ruler and the basic thing they were used for the common entrance exam. We have to thank Jeff Brooms for all the help that he has given us throughout the years. He has provided the papers, both in Math and English, and to him we are very grateful. And also to Sajikar, who has sponsored the program as well.
You want to add anything about what it takes to make it happen?
I think that's basically it in terms of the sponsors, the persons who help, but then we have the resource personnel who would be actually doing the program. So our DP Wendy, she is a former educator as well, and our LG Adrian Boyce, he also is a former educator. So therefore, we have persons who are capable. They are the persons who usually run the show along with our DP Yvette Belgrave and K. Esther Thornhill. So we have persons from the club who really come in and sacrifice their time on Saturday mornings to get this done. Now this year, it falls on me because I've been nominated and voted in as the Youth Services Chairperson. So therefore, now I am going to put my hands to the plow so that we can get these children ready for the common entrance.
All right, that's really wonderful. What school did you teach at?
St. Albans Primary.
St. Albans Primary.
Most of my life.
Oh, that's beautiful. And you're with?
I'm at All Saints Primary School.
All Saints Primary.
That's in the north.
All right, so thank you for your service too.
Yes, please.
So make sure you sign up for these classes. It can really make a difference. Some children just need a little reinforcement. Yeah. Some children need a structured system in place, need to be able to ask questions. Maybe they didn't have the chance in the classroom. Fortunately, a lot of our classrooms are pretty big.
Yeah.
And I know little ones, some of them can be really shy, so they might not understand something. And in a setting where they're at home, it might be a little easier to raise a hand in a Zoom session or type a question in a chat to get that little extra attention that they might need.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
and even if you think the children are doing well, or you have a child who's doing well, I mean, what can it hurt for them to have a little extra attention? So congrats to the Kiwanis Club of Barbados North for this common entrance program. I hope when you come back, you tell me, oh, it was so heavily oversubscribed. We had to extend our Zoom membership so that more members could get in, because there were just over 100 children.
We will like that.
We are hoping for that. That's quite fine.
All right, so thank you both for coming in. IPP Cindy Edwards and DP Wendy Aline for sharing with us on preparing the children for the 2025 Common Entrance Examination. Of course, it's one of the key programs of the club, and it's offered free of charge for all Barbadians, not just people in the north. Thank you, ladies, for making the trek in today.
Very much welcome.
Thank you,
And I wish you the very
and you
best.
have a wonderful day as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, time for another break, but stay with us. We had some young people in earlier this week, and we lost power just as we were about to talk to them. So we want to make sure that you can meet the winners of the recently concluded Pontifications and Poetry. That's next.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We finally have the winners of Pontifications and Poetry 2024 joining us here in studio. Rima J. Green of the West Harris School took top spot. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And also here we have Ellie Shan Bowen of Sailor Primary School, who took second place.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Rajesh Brathe of St. Lawrence Primary is going to wave hello because she took third spot in the poetry competition.
Hello.
All right. So for you, Rima J, I know that this is not the first time that you competed. So how did competing last time prepare you for this time around?
Well, I looked back at the video and I saw the corrections. So like I could have projected more, could have put more expressions on my faces and in my body, and I could have acted better. So I put all of those corrections into my performances this year, and I guess it worked.
Yeah, because you came out on top. For you, Ellie Shan, now, you know, this was your first time competing.
Please.
So how did you hear about the competition, and why did you decide to enter?
So Miss Hines, our language arts, the person from my school for the language arts, she came to my class and she asked if y'all wanted to audition for this poetry competition. So I said, let me do it because I've never done it before. So it sounded exciting. So I went and auditioned and I got the part. So I was really excited and happy that I was able to do it.
What was the name of your poem?
Reformat.
Reformat. And I know that the entire theme was about transforming education.
Yes, please.
So how long did it take you to learn the words to reformat?
It didn't take me long, but it didn't take like a short while. Like I didn't know. I would have known the beginning to about the midpoint, and I had to learn the ending. But
so maybe a week.
Probably yes.
Okay, well, that's good stuff. I probably wouldn't have been able to get it in a week. All right, so pass on the mic over to our young lady who took the third spot, Rajesha. I saw you on the pontifications and poetry stage last time around, kind of competing as a part of the group from St. Lawrence with the eventual winner of last year's primary competition.
Yes.
So were you excited to be a part of the competition, but up front this time?
I was nervous when I was behind the stage. I did feel like my belly was hurting me. I was shaky. But
you did well because here you are.
But then when I step on stage and I see my mommy, my friends, and my teacher, Mrs. Joseph, and Auntie Kristen, I feel I could do it. And then the rest of my group told me that I could do it.
Good stuff. Tell me about your poem.
It named The Promise, and it start off a race.
How did you guys get ready? Because I know last year you guys had lots of theatrics. You know, you had lots of props on stage and you really acted things out. How did this year play out for you?
So they had to get in a circle, cover me, and then I will ask them if they're ready. When I said it low, then they will say ready again. Then I will say, set. Then they will say, go. And we are off to new beginnings, to creative ways of thinking and learning. And that's...
All right, so that's how it got started.
Yes, please.
Good stuff. What about you, Rima J? You know, how did you prepare for the competition? Tell us a little bit about your poem.
My poem is entitled Speak Up for Transformation in Our Education. It was about transforming education, basically making a way for all, so every child has an opportunity to do great things. Part of my poem was some of my friends, my classmates, acting out, so like different careers, no matter if you want to be athletic, a cricketer, even if you're disabled, you are welcome to learn, to do great things, and be a very good representative of Barbados.
All right, so it spoke to being inclusive, which is one of the major tenets of the entire competition. For you, Elishan, how did you feel when you heard them call your name for the third spot?
Second.
The second spot.
I was really excited when I was in the I was backstage and I was really nervous, but I was confident that my poem would place. And when I heard my name, I just went out on stage and I was really excited. And when I came back, I felt like I was going to faint because I was so excited. And I was like, they called my name. When they called my name, I was backstage shaking, and they called my name out on stage. And first I paused, I was like, they just called my poem. So I was really excited.
So you weren't sure? You weren't quite too sure?
I was sure, but you know.
But you just had to dramatize it. I know how it goes with us girls. What about you, Rajesha? You know, we heard how nervous you were going on stage. What about when you realized that you were called up?
When I was called up, I told them I was so excited. I went on stage. And Mommy said, "Woo, go Braffy!" Then I was like, "Mommy, she ever said if my full name, I said, "Woo, go Braffy!" And then I shared the woman's hand, and I went back in. Then I told Ruba J that she would come first, and how it turned out.
Okay, why do you think Ruba J was gonna win?
Because it was so good. Like, she was so excited. She dressed up like me when I was last year. She had on a t-shirt costume and the ballerinas.
Oh, that's beautiful. You wanted to say something, Elishan, about Rima J's presentation.
Everyone was saying Rima was going to win because when we saw her poem was very, very telling. It was speaking to it.
Oh, that's beautiful. it's good to see the camaraderie among you three sitting here. And it's wonderful that you listen to each other's messages and you were cheering each other on as well, even though you're from 3 different schools. So congratulations, you have a trophy. Talk to me about those prizes that you walked away with.
Okay, so I got a $50 voucher from Bubba's.
Okay.
300 from Champers, so like a voucher. Then $1,000 for from Jordan Supermarket.
Okay.
A trophy, a laptop bag, headphones, a flash drive, a mouse, and like a laptop stand that cools the laptop while it's being used.
Wow. Those are some fantastic prizes. Congratulations. And I know that you ladies walked away with some great prizes as well. I think you can now be classified as thousandaires. That is definitely a good path to millions and billions. And now we're hearing about having trillionaires within the next 2 or 3 years or so. So who knows? You could be Barbados' first trillionaires on this path to winning. But most importantly, I think it's important that you were able to share these very, very important messages about changing education. Yeah? So do you think that your message will resonate with young people generally about the changes that you hope to see in education?
Yes, some of my messages in my poem went to adults because they're the persons that have to allow us to be educated, teach us properly, and be kind, be welcoming to us. And I felt like it also occurred to children because no matter who you are, what you want to do, you can do it if you give your mind to it.
Oh, that's beautiful. What about you, Rajesha? For your message, do you think that the adults are going to listen to your message and make some of those changes, or was it meant for young people just like you?
It meant for adults because they are our parent guardians. So if they don't let me do it, we can't do it because without their permissions, there is nothing.
All right. Okay. And for you, finally, Elishan, how do you think your message will help to change and transform education?
I think that my message that I said needs to go to both adults and children, but mostly adults because nowadays you see adults, they let the children do what they want, do anything they want to do, and then just let the children get on roadie and however they want. They didn't help the children to be properly trained, and I think that some parents do need educating, and that was part of my point. Parents need educating, so I think that the parents really need to sit down and listen to what some other people are saying.
All right, out of the mouth of babes, I want to thank all 3 of you for coming in and sharing with us. Again, congratulations, and keep on those big voices. Keep sharing how you feel and continue to do a lot more of these big stages on the national scene so that you can share your views. All right? And of course, congratulations to your schools, West Terrace Primary, Sailor Primary School, and St. Lawrence Primary coming out on top for the top 3 in the Pontifications and Poetry Competition 2024. They're the winners of the poetry contest.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
The Facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
94.7 FM with the kind compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited, and the Cut and Drive Network brings live coverage of Cricket West Indies Home Series October 31st to December 19th. Join the action, brought to you by Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited. Live safe, live easy, and the Cut and Drive Network.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit long. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Today we're featuring the winners of the Pontifications and Poetry Competition 2024 put on by the Ministry for Education Month 2024. So I'm happy to have with me the top winners in the upper school category. First up is Jaden Hunt, who's from Harrison College. He took first place in the junior speech competition. Congrats, Jaden.
Thank you.
Also here is Kezion Hepburn Murray from QC, and he took first place in the senior speech 15 to 18. Congrats to you.
Thank you so much.
And also here we have Brandon Rock from the Barbados Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School. He took second place in the juniors competition. Congrats.
Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, Tia Frew of the Lodge School, taking second place in the speech competition 15 to 18.
Thank you.
All right, let me start with you, Jaden. How did you prepare for this particular competition?
First, I used my speech from the 1 minute one to start the speech for the 5 minute, and then I just thought of my own things to say.
All right, so you put your speech together on your own. Did you get any help at all?
My mommy typed it on her laptop and then printed it so I could practice.
So you had a scribe. You had somebody to do a little executive work for you in the background.
Yeah.
What generally was your particular speech about?
My particular speech was about basically making some adjustments to the exam and how students move on to secondary school by including more subjects and assessing them over a period of time, like from primary school, because it really doesn't make sense doing art, science, music, and math, English, and competition if you're only going to focus on math, language arts, and composition in the exam. Because if you only focus on that, the other subjects that you do in primary school don't count. So it doesn't really make sense. It wouldn't really make sense doing them if they wouldn't count.
Well, I can see your passion for that, and I'm really happy that you were able to express yourself in this way and share your views on this major national stage. For you, Kezion, talk to me about the process of getting engaged with the competition.
Actually, when it was a last-minute decision when entering the competition for the preliminaries, I was like 1 to 2 hours before the deadline, honestly, and I said I was going to do it. But was I really committed in going forward and doing it? And then my mind just told me, Kezion, you might have something you really want to say, just go for it. And I just went with all I had in that 1 minute. And a few days later, people were telling me, congratulations, Kezion. I want to know what I'm being congratulated for. And then someone said, why you didn't tell me that you got into this competition? And I'm like, what competition are you talking about? And when they told me I was a finalist, I was like, what? Me? I just gave it all I had in the first few moments, and I was astonished I got back.
That's excellent. What was your presentation about?
It was about mental health and the environment in which you grow up in, home and the school life. And I wanted to bring awareness that what we do in our homes affects our schools, and how as educators, they have their own struggles in dealing with said children, and how we should partner as parents and teachers, as guardians, to aid and better be involved with our children. And I also talked about the education reformers and what they can possibly do when it relates to mental health support systems in our schools, so that if we show up and take that one small step, we can cause like a ripple effect in our society. It doesn't, I know some people may have indifference because that's all how society works, but if it's just that one person who can take some kind of sentiment or some kind of meaning or relatability towards what I have said, then my purpose of me winning, or purpose of me actually going up there, served its purpose.
Well, you certainly used the opportunity to amplify your thoughts on that very, very important subject. It's something that's been coming to the fore a whole lot more. So it's great that you were able to express your views in this way and come out on top spot.
Thank you.
Yes. Brandon, for you, how did you hear about the competition and subsequently enter?
It was about transforming education, making a way for all. And it was also about letting those who have disabilities be allowed to have a good education for later on in life.
Oh, that's a great topic. You guys just cover the gamut. Last but certainly not least, Tia Prue, bringing up the rear but taking second spot in the senior competition. Big girl at large school, at the top of the age, 18 years old, and not looking a moment past, you know, something a little younger. But you came out on in the top spot with the team here, so congrats to you. You know, what piqued your interest? What topic, what area pulled at your heartstrings such that you wanted to present it for this competition?
So firstly, when I got to Lodge, I wanted to join the public speaking club, but there was a debating club, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna join the debating club and ask if there's like speech competition. Before, I was doing speeches at Corjan Parry, so I was like, let me see if I can join a speech competition and make a difference. So my teacher, Miss Greenwich, she was like, yes, there's a speech competition coming up, pontification and poetry. And I was like, sure, I am happy to join. And she was like, there is different topics, and I was like, I'm going to speak on mental health. So because there's a lot of persons going through a lot of distress that they don't speak on, and I was like, I'm going to be their voice. And there's a lot of children. Once they start getting to new grades, workload, hard. It's hard. And I wanted to be like, I'm going to speak on it and help them who don't got a voice. Teachers, that they can do different and change the education system. And if I can like speak out for them and make a difference, it wasn't about placing or anything. It's just like speaking on it so that persons can hear, and I know that persons can relate and help them. Yeah.
All right, that's wonderful stuff. Again, a topic that we really have to tackle, and it's great to hear from younger people how you're feeling about things. I find that with a lot of us, we talk about what young people want, what young people need, what they should do, but this was a really great opportunity to hear directly from you, get your thoughts on certain things. Now, what are you going to be doing for the next year now that you have bragging rights, Jaden, as winner as this particular competition? Are you thinking about maybe entering next time around, or are you going to work to help prep somebody else to take the title?
I think enter again. Another person enter again.
Right, good stuff. For you, Key Zion, What do you think winning at this level and being on a stage like this, a national stage, can do for the message that you shared?
It spreads awareness, because awareness is key to actually changing and embracing the transformation that our society needs. When we don't take that courage, we may lose out on the opportunity to give something that our society needs to think about, something mind-provoking. And I think having that attention towards you really gives you the strong standing you need sometimes.
All right, good stuff. Brandon, what do you think this will do for your school? I know the schools also benefited from you guys winning.
Yeah, because there were two persons, again, me and Diamond. We were in the competition. So the day after the competition, my school called me and Diamond up to the stage, and we were congratulated by a lot of people. My year head, my teacher, and all my other teachers, yeah.
All right, that must have been nerve-wracking. I'd be so nervous to be called up on the platform. For you, Tia, where do you hope this message goes, being able to share it on such a big national stage?
I hope this message goes up around the world. Not only Barbados, like around the world. Even if I can even start a movement, that would be great.
Good stuff. Again, congratulations. They're here showing off on me with all of the trophies. Big wins for them, but certainly a major win for the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training for this competition, so that we allow our youth to share their views on topics on education and all of the other fringe topics that really, really matter.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you.
And just like that, we're at the end of another show. Thank you for tuning in today. I have to say a very special happy belated birthday to Rosita Holligan, celebrating 85 years of life. Happy birthday to you. It's coming from Patricia Ben, who watches Morning Barbados all the time. Today is Thursday, which means it's Q Day. So follow us today to Briar Hall playing field, Briar Hall over in Christchurch from 11 o'clock this morning. This week is the Parish Colors edition. So we're encouraging our Q family to come out in your parish colors and represent as well. We'll be live from 12 noon on Q 100.7 FM and of course live streaming on the QFM page as well. And you could tune in to the radio station to make sure that you get a little taste of it. We had the good folks from the Logos boat. Today is the day that the world's largest floating library will be opening. That's right, from 10 o'clock this morning, the doors open. So the Logos Hope at the Flower Mills in Bridgetown, you have to make sure you check it out once it's open to the public. Bring the little ones down to be a part of that. All right, so that's it from us for today. We want to preview quickly. Tomorrow we're talking about the Archives Genealogy Marketplace as we look toward the Shirley Chisholm 100th year celebrations. Kathy Daniel is going to be in to tell us about their special district conference. And we meet a young Bajan shooter who was voted the best shot at a recent Caribbean competition. That's all tomorrow. Have a great Thursday. See you, God willing, tomorrow, Friday. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good morning.